Right now, somewhere in the world, a group of strangers sits in silence, staring at the exact same thing. No phones, no conversation, just eyes locked on something that hasn't changed in over 1,000,000 years. A fire. You have done this too. Maybe at a campsite. Maybe just watching a candle flicker. And if you're honest, you couldn't look away either. The fire isn't cooking anything. It isn't keeping you warm enough to matter. Yet something in you refuses to stop watching it. That reaction is not random. It is one of the oldest habits your species has ever formed. Let's go back nearly 2,000,000 years to a moment that changed everything for early humans. Before this point, our ancestors were prey, more often than predator, small and vulnerable once the sun went down. Then something happened that no other animal on Earth ever managed to do. A human ancestor learned to control fire, not just find it after a lightning strike. Control it, keep it alive, carry it. This single skill rewired the entire trajectory of human evolution. Primatologist Richard Wrangham has argued that cooking food over fire may be the single most important development in human evolutionary history. Cooked food is dramatically easier to digest, meaning early humans spent far less energy breaking down meals, freeing calories for a hungry, expensive organ, the brain. Our closest primate relatives spend nearly half their waking hours just chewing raw plants. Cooking changed that math entirely, and researchers believe this shift is tied to the dramatic growth of the human brain over the following 1,000,000 years. But fire didn't just change our biology, it changed our behavior in a way that still shows up in you today. Before fire, once the sun set, the day was essentially over. Darkness meant danger, and danger meant stillness. But firelight extended the day. It pushed back the hours when early humans could stay active, alert, and together. And this is where something remarkable happened. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years studying the Juhuansi people, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, and found a striking pattern. During the day, conversations were mostly practical, but at night, gathered around fire, the same people shifted almost entirely to storytelling, myths, histories, social bonding, humor. The firelight hours became the space where culture itself was built. Fire didn't just keep our ancestors warm, it created the world's first stage. The first place humans gathered specifically to talk, to bond, to pass down stories that had everything to do with meaning. Long before books, there was firelight, and people sitting inside its glow, learning who they were through each other. This is likely where the deep pull you feel toward fire comes from. It's not really about the flame, it's about what the flame used to mean. Safety, closeness, belonging, the boundary between the dark and the warm circle of people you trusted. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Researchers studying physiological responses to fire have found that watching flickering flames is associated with measurable drops in blood pressure, particularly when the sound of crackling is present. The combination of unpredictable movement and gentle sound appears to trigger something close to a meditative state. Psychologist Christopher Lynn found that participants who watched a real fire for as little as 20 minutes showed measurable relaxation responses, and the longer they watched, the deeper the effect became. Nothing about a modern living room requires an open flame. Yet fireplaces remain one of the most desired features in homes worldwide, and camping trips involving fire consistently rate as more memorable and more bonding than trips without one. None of that is really about temperature. It's about something older speaking underneath the surface, a signal that says, this is safe, this is where people gather, this is where stories get told. Here's the twist worth sitting with. In a world of screens and constant noise, fire might be one of the last unchanged experiences left to us. It doesn't buffer, it doesn't update. It behaves exactly the way it behaved for the humans who first learned to keep it alive. When you sit in front of a fire today, you're doing the single oldest shared activity in human history, using a technology so old it predates language and art itself. A screen is new. Your brain has no ancient template for it. But a fire, your nervous system has been rehearsing that exact moment for nearly 2,000,000 years. So the next time you find yourself staring into a flame, unable to look away, you'll know what's happening. It isn't boredom, it's the oldest part of you, quietly recognizing something it has never forgotten. 2 million years of gathering in the same warm circle of light, waiting for someone to start telling a story. And somewhere, right now, strangers are still doing exactly that.